dan bidang psychiatry. Dia juga psychiatrist ni. Started jadi medical officer di Queen Elizabeth Hospital dan Hospital Mesra Bukit Padang. Hotel Mesra tu. Bilang banyak yang di luar bilang katakan Bukit Padang Hospital orang gila. Okey, bukan. Pada 2012 dia mulai belajar lagi untuk dia punya postgraduate studies di Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia dan graduated sebagai doktor atau psychiatry. Jadi dia ini bukan saja doktor biasa, tapi doktor psikologi. Pada 2016 dia mulai bekerja di Hospital Psychiatry Bukit Padang, Hospital Mesra ya, Bukit Padang, sehingga sekarang. For the past 1 year, she has been appointed as the Deputy Hospital Director, Medical Hospital Bukit, Hospital Director Medical at Hospital Mesra Bukit Padang, yang sekarang dia bertugas di situ lah. Dr. Rema telah mewujudkan beberapa kertas kerja dalam psychiatry dan juga mencetak beberapa jurnal risalah untuk pengetahuan awam. Dia pernah juga bertugas memberi pencerahan ataupun talks on mental health dan juga parenting program. Okay. Jadi dengan itu, dengan sukacitanya saya menjemput Dr. Rena.
For the nice introduction. Is it okay kalau saya cakap campur-campur kah?
Campur saja. Asyik rojak dah.
I think maybe kalau
Kata Zan pun boleh.
duduk di depan sana, because later I'll be showing kind of a lot of videos lah. Because I think there will be some technical session kan. So jangan takut. Saya ni walaupun pakar psikiatri, orang takut bila tanya, doktor, oh kamu doktor? Bilang ya doktor. Dari mana? Hospital Mesra Bukit Padang tu semua orang terdiam. So saya tidak tahu kenapa semua orang diam. Mungkin dia takut yang saya ni boleh baca fikiran dia orang kali kan, tapi sebenarnya tidak. Alright, kami ni manusia biasa juga. Alright, okay. So I think actually I was given about 30 minutes lah untuk buat this presentation. Actually this topic kan, what I'm supposed to talk, mindfulness ni kan, actually I have attended dia punya course. Sometimes they take a 1 full day course, tapi I try my best to summarize it in half an hour. Alright? Okay. So my topic is about ini saya punya tajuk lah, healthy aging. Penuaan secara sihat lah. The importance of mindfulness. Mindfulness ni dalam bahasa Malay kan, dia orang panggil ketara sedar. Okay? Importance of mindfulness in achieving resilience. Maksudnya daya tahan. Alright? And also preserving cognitive health. Maksudnya untuk mengekalkan kita punya apa itu? Kognitif. Kita punya ingatan, memory, semua itulah. Alright? Okay. So So what is mindfulness, right? Saya ni biasa pernah jalan-jalan. Sorry ya, because mungkin kalau saya terlampau cakap, laju bercakap, kasih tahu saja. Kalau mau kasih saya slow down, alright? Okay. So actually mindfulness ini actually is an ancient punya practice lah that we have actually. It has been is a method that has been practiced dalam kebanyakan religion, ya. Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity in terms of meditation. And then there's this person, nama dia ni Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, alright? Jadi doktor lah. Lepas tu dia pergi, orang dari West lah, orang putih kan, dia pergi Eastern side, and then dia ikut itu Buddhism, buat meditation. And then from there dia tengok, kenapa ni orang Mong ni kan macam relax saja, dia kan, dia punya age pun tua saja, and then dia hidup lama kan, panjang hidup dia orang, and then macam peaceful. So he wants to learn why are they like that. So from there on, dia ada dia learn dia punya techniques, and dia kasih modify it, and then they call it mindfulness lah. Okay. So dalam ini mindfulness, okay, ini dia punya definition lah. It is the awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmental. Kalau tidak faham, tidak apa, nanti saya kasih jelasan. Alright. Okay. So saya mau bagi tahu mindfulness ini bukan saja dia banyak kebaikan dia lah, dia punya benefits kan. Dia build kita punya resilience kepada, ataupun kita punya daya ketahanan kepada stres, anxiety, depression. Okay, dia juga improve kita punya attention, kita punya concentration, memory, Dia juga membantu daripada tidur, Biasanya sudah, kalau kadang-kadang bukan kebanyakan patient saya lah, bila sudah meningkat umur dia punya tidur masa makin kurang. Okay, so how? Practice the mindfulness ni. Okay, and then instead of that, dia help to improve dari segi hubungan interpersonal, dengan orang lain, dengan suami isteri, supaya tidak banyak gaduh lah. Alright, and then dalam tingkat mindfulness ni, dia help dari segi daripada kesihatan fizikal. Okay, bila kita meningkat umur ni kan, banyak orang takut dapat darah tinggi lah. Alright, so this one help to lower your blood pressure. Alright, mungkin sebab selalu try to be peaceful kan, tidak terlalu stres sangat. Okay, and then kasih kurang kau punya sakit-sakit, kasih improve kau punya immune system, dan juga slowing aging process. Okay, so mindfulness ada 4 komponen lah. Tadi saya cakap itu, yang satu pay attention. Maksudnya dia menumpukan perhatian. Dia menumpukan perhatian kepada dari segi kamu punya deria, guna semua deria kamu. Apa yang kau lihat, tumpukan perhatian kepada apa yang kau dengar, kau rasa, semua itu. Lepas itu, dan kamu buat benda itu secara sengaja. Kau paksa diri kamu kan untuk on purpose try to be aware of your surrounding, okay, and to be aware at that present moment. Maksudnya cuba sedar apa yang kamu buat, apa yang kamu lihat, kau rasa pada masa ketika ini, okay, dan cuba berfikir tanpa non-judgmental, iaitu tanpa menilai. Kau punya fikiran, kau punya emosi, apa-apa yang kau lihat jangan nilai. Okay? So, okay, dalam kita punya hidup, kebanyakan orang lah, a lot of us kan, kita punya fikiran ni sangat full, mindful lah. Instead of itu, kalau tengok tadi kan, mindful tu satu L, ini mindful. Kita punya fikiran sangat penuh, kan? So, usually when our mind is very full, kita ni selalu live life like autopilot. Maksudnya kita buat kerjaan macam secara refleks. Kita buat sesuatu tanpa berfikir. Pernahkah macam kamu tengah drive, kau tengah driving kan, so dia tengok kan, mana sih mau pergi sudah junction. Okay, so kita buat benda ni macam autopilot. So sama juga macam kita makan, tapi actually kita tidak rasa. Kita dengar, ya. We hear but we do not listen, ya. We see but we do not look, we touch but we do not feel. Okay, that's why mindfulness is matter. Okay, to help us to live more conscious life. Dan bila kita tidak mindful atau kita punya fikiran itu terlampau penuh dengan banyak perkara, kita rasa sangat gelisah, anxious, depressed, ya, rasa berat. Kita punya fikiran selalu distracted, rasa sangat risau, terlampau overwhelmed lah with a lot of things. Okay, so berbanding dengan orang yang try to practice being mindfulness, ya, mindful, satu L saja, dia orang ni relax, aware, dia rasa fokus, wise, dia mau calm, dia control. Sebab dia try to be aware of dia punya thoughts, feeling, dia punya apa-apa body sensation, and dia punya surrounding environment, and they learn to be present at trying to learn to be present and also enjoy the moment, ya, alright, enjoy apa yang kamu tengah buat pada ketika itu, ya, right, okay. So dalam mindfulness ni ada satu skill yang penting sekali, iaitu non-judgmental skill. And yang ini kita punya human mind ni kan selalu akan menilai sesuatu, ya. Kita nampak orang tu, kau tengok orang tu begini-gini dalam fikiran kita lah kan. And then sometimes we judge ourselves. Alamak, I don't feel, I'm so useless, this and that. So mindfulness ajar kita stop judging, stop that judgment. Okay, tapi it's not about not to judge. Bukan kita ni tidak boleh stop our mind from judging, but and then when we are too stressful, mindfulness ajar kita, okay, during this time, during this moment, I want everything stop now. Don't want judge, alright? To relax your mind, okay? And mindfulness involve acceptance, mengajar kita untuk menerima kita punya pemikiran, kita punya feelings, walaupun dia tu negatif ataupun positif. Terima saja tanpa judging, without menilai. Kita just rasa okay, ini ada, atau apa, just let it go, right? And then kita belajar learn to be kind to yourself and to other people. Okay. So dalam mindfulness ni, dia actually can be practiced through a lot of different stages of age, yeah. And it's important in the aging lah. We call it mindful aging. So what mindful aging teaches is they help us to embrace the changes, ya, ataupun accept apa yang berlaku is a human thing, human changes. Try to accept kita punya changes in kita punya body, ya, kita punya role, kita punya sekarang ni yang yang macam sebelum ni kerjakan, tiba-tiba pension, it's like mana sudah saya punya role, jadi kamu kena accept peralihan ataupun adjustment of the role, role untuk menjadi seorang datuk kah, nenek kah, kan, alright. And then the environment, the change of the relationship, okay, and also at the same time help us to still be active and try to engage in life. So how mindfulness help? So they help in terms of dealing in our thoughts and emotion, and then try to be aware of being alive and enjoy the present moment. Okay? Okay. Tidak apa, kalau siapa mau slide saya nanti saya bagi juga sama juga dengan semua video yang saya pass on, because I want you all to learn is important. Okay? Sometimes our mind is very amazing, but we are unable to switch it off, kan? And it overwhelms us. Dari pagi kita bangun kan, fikir buat ini, buat itu, buat ini, lama ini belum siap, itu siap. Okay, itu yang buat kita stres sangat kan? Okay, so the thoughts can be from morning to night without a break. Okay, the thoughts and feeling can be so distressing when we try to block them out or avoid them. Okay, painful thoughts and feelings and emotions emotions about the past and future can overwhelm us, right? So dalam mindfulness ni, kan, bila kita, there's a point of time, okay, kalau kita fikir pasal kita punya zaman yang dulu kan, kita akan rasa depressed sebab kita akan terfikir balik apa kita punya silap waktu tu, apa yang kita tidak buat, kita akan regret. So kalau orang yang terlampau fikir ke depan pula, apa akan terjadi pada masa depan begini, lama itu gini, dia akan rasa sangat anxious. So mindfulness akan teach us, look, stop, just concentrate on the present moment. Fikir about sekarang, jangan fikir pasal dulu, jangan fikir terlampau ke depan, fikir sekarang saja. Okay? Okay. So bila kamu practice ini mindfulness ni kan, you will know kan, especially when we try to do the exercise later lah, yang pasal mindful breathing and body scan tu, you will know waktu tu when you ask to concentrate, kau punya mind tu kan akan wander, ya, dia wander, dia pergi sini, pergi sana, and dia bertukar-tukar, okay, and you know that if you allow the negative thoughts and feelings to increase, dia akan affect your punya emotion and your punya action, okay, and you will learn in mindfulness macam mana untuk catch these negative thoughts before they are out of control. Okay. And then you will also learn how to bring back your mind back to the present moment. Okay, yang tadi saya cakap ni kan, if you think too much about the past, you feel depressed. You imagine too much about the future, you become more anxious. So, kasih tutup summary, stop yang past and future and think about now. Okay, so far so good. Sorry ya. We will soon do the exercises. Okay. So far, semua boleh catch saya? Boleh faham? Ya. Adakah terlampau laju? Okay. So, ini mindfulness, actually banyak mindfulness skills. Saya akan cuba ajar ini, ada this few lah yang important one, the basic one. Ya, mindful stop, mindful breathing, mindful body scan, and gratitude workout. Okay. Okay. So mindful stop ni, ini by ini dia punya by Dr. Pang lah. Saya punya one of the yang sifu yang saya attended lah, mindful gym. Okay, later I will give a link. You can go learn from this person daripada website dia, daripada dia punya YouTube. Okay, so whenever like you can use this anytime. Whenever like for example kau tengah macam fikiran kamu kan macam banyak fikir sampai kau tidak boleh tidur, fikir saja. So, kau buat ni, mindful stop. Okay, so apa dalam mindful stop? S stands for stop. Stop apa-apa busyness temporarily. Okay, and try to invite our attention to rest at the present moment. Okay, stop fikiran kamu, suruh dia stop dulu, fikir benda sekarang. Okay, lepas tu take 3 deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Alright? Okay? O means observe using your senses and label them. For example, apa kamu dengar waktu tu? Hear. What you can hear around you? Okay? Try with 3 benda. I can hear the aircon. Okay? I can hear someone kasih koyak-koyak kertas sama. Okay? Right? I can hear someone whispering. Right? Itu example lah. Okay? And then another one, I can see. What I can see? Try to pick something macam around you. Right? Oh, I can see that, that light di atas, the chandelier itu, sparkling, wow, warna kuning, right? Okay? And then pick something else, at least 3. Okay? And then after that, what you can touch. Okay, even at this time, what you can feel. Okay, I can touch, I can feel I'm touching the microphone and this controller. Okay, you can even say when you're sitting down kan, kamu boleh rasa itu kursi. Macam mana lembut, macam mana keras itu kursi. Right? Okay, and then next, when during this time you are doing this, try to acknowledge any unpleasant thoughts or feeling. But at the same time, try not to judge. That jangan menilai. Kalau kau rasa, tiba-tiba kan kau rasa, macam korosip ni macam tidak syok lah. Tidak apa. Jangan fikir pasal tidak syok tu korosip. Okay, saya okay saja. Biar saja jadi impas. Alright? Okay. And then later on, proceed with whatever we need to do and mindfully and with a smile. Okay, itu mindful stop. Okay. So, I'm going, ini kita buat, kita punya practice okay. So this is about mindful breathing. Okay. So I want you all to ikut kita punya exercise dalam ni. Ini akan ajar kita macam mana kita buat itu mindful breathing bernafas. Ini dalam bahasa English lah.
If you're feeling disoriented, confused or upset, practicing mindful breathing is a quick way to calm yourself. Find a comfortable position where you're upright, palms facing down on your mat, sitting with your feet flat on the floor, head centered between your shoulders, letting go and slowly settling into stillness. Closing your eyes if comfortable, otherwise droop your eyelids and bring your gaze to a spot or still object in front of you. Begin by noticing that you are breathing, focusing on the in-breath as the air rushes in and on the out-breath as it leaves. Noticing how your body moves with each new in-breath and out-breath. Remain here, noticing these sensations for a few moments, anchoring yourself in the moment with each new breath. Now, gently slow down the rate of your breath. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Pause for 2 seconds, and then breathe out for 4 seconds. If this feels too slow, begin at a rate that feels comfortable for you, and take your time to slow the rate further. Bring your awareness to the sensations of your body and mind, slowing down. Notice how your body responds to this slowing down. Continue to develop a rhythm that feels soothing for you for a few minutes. You might find thoughts pop into your head, but just notice these and bring yourself back to your breath. Expanding your attention to notice how it feels within your body. What sensations are around? How is it in your body as a whole? Noticing how it is to sit on the chair, feet on the ground, and perhaps your facial expression. And now, when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and notice a few objects in the room or space around you to help ground you back into the environment you are in, and taking your awareness with you as you go on with your day.
Buat yang mula-mula tu, that's why you need practice. You can feel kan, bila kau cuba concentrate kan, what do you feel in your mind? Macam susah kan, bilang, lama, macam mana buat ni gini. Alright, okay. So later on I will show, ada link di sana lah, siapa yang mau do it back. Okay, this is about next one is about mindful body scan. Kadang-kadang kan kita selalu pay attention kepada kita punya mind, apa yang kita nampak. Tapi kan actually kita tidak fokus on the other parts of kita punya body. Alright, kadang-kadang kita stress and then, kenapa nih saya punya bahu sakit, keras, tense. Alright, kenapa nih belakang saya sakit, kenapa kaki saya sakit. So, mindful scan ini is to check you punya whole body to make sure like, macam, because they are all satu one unit, so we have to check semua. Yeah? Okay. So this is about mindful scan, body scan.
Welcome to the 3-minute body scan meditation. This meditation is designed to help you release any tension and become fully present in the moment. Start by finding a comfortable seat or lying down. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale, letting go of any stress or worries. Close your eyes and bring your attention to the soles of your feet. Take a few deep breaths and imagine a warm light flowing into your feet, relaxing them completely. Move your attention up to your ankles, then to your calves. And keep moving up your body, scanning each area and focusing on relaxing each muscle. Take deep breaths and release any worries or stress as you scan your body. Notice the sensations in each area, but don't judge or hold on to them. Simply observe and let go. Remember, this is a time for you to relax and find peace within yourself. As you move from your feet to your head, allow yourself to sink deeper into relaxation. When you reach the top of your head, take a deep breath in and exhale, feeling the calmness and peace throughout your entire body. Stay here for a few moments, taking in the feeling of relaxation and presence. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes and return to the present moment, feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. If you enjoyed this meditation and would like to see more guided meditations like this, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Together, we can continue on this journey of mindfulness and well-being.
So, very difficult ya lepas sudah makan lunch yang sedap. Semua pun rasa tenang, mau tidur sudah sekarang ni kan. Tambah lagi di mindfulness ni. So, saya harap you all dapat grasp what mindfulness is about. Alright? Okay? So, ini mindfulness ni, you don't need to buat tengah kau duduk mau macam orang berzikir kan, mau bertapa begitu kan, not necessarily. You can do it every day, in your everyday life, in practice, anytime, any place, anywhere. Okay? Try to bring mindfulness into your daily activities, your work, your home, your relationship. Okay, macam mana? Okay. So contoh, okay? When you wake up in the morning, terus bangun kan, kau sudah fikir sudah banyak. Okay, so when you realize a lot of thoughts, drawing into you, okay, then what itu mindful stop tadi kan bilang stop, okay, try to look of things around you, okay, lepas tu listen, okay, and then bilang I'm trying to be focusing on where I am now. Alright? Okay, try to focus the morning sun, ya, the apa tu? Itu burung yang bunyi, ya. Okay, focus during that time. Lepas tu, and then try to be open to the whole present moment, and then be aware of your body, about the sound room temperature, the silence, the noise. Okay, and then wait until you feel anchored to the present moment, only for a few seconds. Baru you wake up. Okay, and then you continue. You brush your teeth, you do your own your breakfast. Yeah, try to maintain your sense of being here right now as you start the day and be present with each experience. Okay, so you can also do mindfulness during walking. Boleh buat mindfulness during walking. Okay, macam ini ya video.
Maybe you know this feeling. You're rushing from one meeting to the next, and as you go, you're already planning the rest of your day. You probably don't notice it, but your head is constantly working at full speed. When you arrive in the meeting room, you are physically present, but feel rushed and unfocused. What if you let your thoughts rest while you walk? To do this, reduce your walking speed a little and completely focus on walking. Look at the floor in front of you, consciously take one step after the next, and concentrate fully on movement. You feel the contact of your feet with the floor, your breathing, and your body. When you arrive at your meeting, you'll probably notice that you feel much more awake and focused. Simple, isn't it?
Boleh dibuatkan. So bila jalan tu, jalan pelan-pelan, relax, jangan fikir banyak-banyak. Okay? Alright. Buatlah apabila bahasa yang tidak tergesa-gesa. Okay. Right. So boleh juga buat mindful eating. Yang tengah makan tu buat mindfulness. Alright. Sebab bila kita dapat makan kan terus makan segitu kan, itu sebabkan kita macam macam how to say, we may eat a lot. Okay, sebab kalau kita mindfully makan, pelan-pelan kita makan, we will eat lesser. Sebab actually bila kita punya, kalau kita terus makan secara gelojo, itu makanan yang diproses dalam kita punya perut tu kan, terus dia lambat bagi signal sama kepala, dia bilang, wih full sudah kau punya makan nih. Kalau kita pelan-pelan makan, ya, itu signal terus dia satu kali dia sampai, dia bilang, okay stop, sudah kau kenyang, so kau tidak makan begitu banyak, right? Okay.
Maybe you know the feeling. You may be hungry, but you don't really have time to take a break at all. That's why you often eat in between while you may be doing something else. Actually, you don't really know what you're eating. Do you even remember what you had for lunch yesterday? What if you could really enjoy your food again? Stop for a moment before you start eating. What did your meal look like? Take a bite consciously and chew carefully. Pay attention to flavor and texture. You can perceive smells, taste different ingredients, and consciously experience what you are actually eating. You will probably notice that even this small change creates a whole new eating experience. It's quite simple, isn't it?
So next we can try buat bila nampak, bila mungkin your wife buat sedang makanan kan, try to see dia punya, tengok dia punya color dulu, dia punya texture, ya, tidur dulu, ya, baru kamu suap makan. Tengok lepas tu taste dia punya texture semua tu. Okay, okay. Next is about this gratitude workout. Okay. Gratitude workout ni is about counting kita punya blessing. Right? Kita rasa practice ni ialah kita try every day to bersyukur dengan apa yang kita ada. Okay, so usually what we do is dia bilang Google Yahoo kan, so maksudnya Google, try you mentally search and recall, okay, 3 things, 3W, what went well every day, and then Yahoo, meaning to rejoice and celebrate the good things in life. Okay, try to deliberately pay attention to the positive things in life, okay, such as your any blessings atau your good deed or any accomplishment. Okay, for example, okay, ini example-nya kan. Okay, this one. Yes, I have learned a new recipe and cook for my family. Yahoo. Okay. Dan bila pergi doktor kan, wah, blood pressure hari ini cantik. Wih, Yahoo. Rasa bersyukur. So, and then have apa itu? And then you know you have your family, you have you punya anak, you have you punya cucu, you know, still coming and visit you. Wow, be grateful, rasa bersyukur, right? So I think for me, I do continue practice this. Yeah, I feel this is helpful. Yeah, sebab I think you know, at this age, saya mungkin I am maybe ada 20 or 30 years younger than any of you here. Tapi believe it or not, saya sudah ada medical problem, chronic medical illness. Yeah, and then which make me like at one point saya sangat rasa rasa depressed lah, right? Because I cannot do whatever other people can do. I have this macam autoimmune punya problem lah, dan macam orang nampak saya okay, tapi actually I feel tired easily. Ya, sakit sendi sana, right? So I have to macam slow down my activity. I plan a lot, I cannot do everything. I rasa penat. Okay, so what I do is I tell myself, okay, try to be grateful with what you have. Saya jangan bandingkan diri saya dengan orang yang sihat. Saya bandingkan diri saya dengan orang yang sakit macam saya, yang ada penyakit yang sama. Saya lagi baik daripada dia. Alright, so that's what I learned. Then with that mindset kan, it makes me feel better. Alright, so bersyukur dengan apa yang kita ada. Saya bersyukur hari ini saya dapat berdiri di sini bagi talk sama you all. Alright, yeah. Actually, mata banyak conjunctivitis. Ya, few days ago kan, saya bilang, lama macam mana dia? Saya jumpa doktor mata. Saya bilang, saya mau bagi speech ni nanti talk hari Sabtu ni. Siap, boleh bagus kah cepat? Saya bilang, oh sila saya ni ubat ini. Saya bilang, so nasib baik ada bagus sikit lah. Alright, so I'm very grateful. Okay, yeah. Alright, so just pick anything in your life, walaupun sekecil manapun, ya. Bilang, saya bersyukur hari ini saya masih dapat berjalan, saya masih dapat berjumpa saya punya kawan-kawan. Okay, even that small thing kan, perkara kecil, orang yang terlantar di katil pun dia rasa itu sangat besar sudah, ya. Alright, okay. So I think this is going to be. Sorry ya, ada masa lagi kah? Kah mau saya stop sudah? Ini satu last video lah, last video about dealing your thoughts, how you deal with your thoughts. Kadang-kadang kalau sudah praktis tu semua kan banyak lagi thoughts coming to you. So 3 minit saja. Okay.
It can sometimes feel that our thoughts get the better of us. Instead of trying to control thoughts, it can be useful to take a step back. One way to do this is to try a visualization technique called Reeds on the Stream. To begin, find a comfortable position and picture a stream. As your mind settles in, 2 Listen to the flow of the stream. Is it fast or slow? Take a few moments and watch the stream go by. Envision leaves now floating on the surface. Watch them go by. Now, imagine placing a thought on a leaf and watch it go by. As each thought comes up, place it on a leaf and let it go by. Right now, you may have thoughts like, I have so much to do, or this is uncomfortable. Place that thought on a leaf too, and watch it go by. Allow the stream to flow at its own pace. Some leaves go by quickly. Some get stuck or take their time. There's no need to force them along. Allow them to come and go as they are. When you find yourself away from the stream, or caught on a leaf heading down the stream, invite yourself to return. Continue on for as long as you'd like, noticing thoughts and placing them on a leaf. And pay attention to how it feels to watch your thoughts go by, instead of following them down the stream.
Thank you again to everyone for harap-harap kamu orang pay attention just now. So these are the references that if you want to rujukan lah kalau kamu mau tengok, boleh Google di internet, tengok di video ni, kalau malas mau baca, tengok di punya YouTube channel lah ya. Alright. So harap perkongsian saya ada membawa kebaikan kepada semua lah. Thank you.
Okay, banyak sekali info yang bermanfaat dari Dr. Raina. Can you please sit down, the doc? Please, thank you. Thank you. Separuh sudah mengantuk aja kan? Ada soalan kita pernah nanti ada satu di sini. Oswald.
Quick one, Doc. What's the opposite of mindfulness? Is it absent-minded?
Opposite mindfulness, saya bilang. Absent-minded kan? Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Oswald. Ada soalan sana di belakang. Atau Brian, come over here, please. Take the mic.
Doc, my name is Brian. Can I ask you a very simple question?
Hang on. Use the mic.
Pardon? Oh, I see, okay. It's a very simple question, Doc. I'd just like to know from you. Is it good to leave the music on while you sleep? I used to put on the music, very nice music, and sleep with it. Is it very good or it will affect your mind? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brian, for that good question. Saya rasa, I think it depends on the individual. Okay, kalau you feel that you want the music makes you relax and peaceful and helps you sleep, go ahead. Kalau ada juga orang kan, dia tidak suka bunyi, they really have to be very quiet, so then it doesn't work with that person lah. If it helps you, go ahead, alright? Okay. Kalau a bit difficult lah, kalau you are sleeping in the room with your spouse kan, yang kau suka music dia tidak suka, susah, then you have to tolerate lah. Sama ada mungkin pasang when the person sudah tidur, then off with the music lah, then the person boleh continue sleeping peacefully. Alright? Earphone, yeah. Can also, but not too loud. Dia punya volume nanti makin teruk kita punya pendengaran nanti.
Thank you. Ada lagi satu ya, last one. Okay, Tuan Haji, jangan tanya pasal Bukit Mesra.
Saya tanya dokter, bahagian di Bukit Padang ini hospital kah atau menjaga panah? Dokternya, adakah dokter ini tidak rasa macam masalah dengan penyakit-penyakit dipanggil gila? Pasal dulu-dulu kalau kami baca asal dia tertinggi Bukit Padang, dia bilang orang gila. Jadi tidak ada kesalahan dokter menjaga orang gila itu atau bagaimana?
Soalannya itu panjang, tapi soalannya adakah saya rasa tidak selesa? Okay, alright. Saya rasa dalam ini kita biasa banyak atau panggil persepsi tanggapan salah lah pasal hospital Nasrani. Ya, I think hospital psychiatry ni ialah psikologi. Ya, everyone have this problem. Semua orang kan kalau kita tengok kan dia punya ni dalam mungkin dalam 5 of us here satu orang ada masalah, ya, masalah tidur, masalah sedihan, ya. So but then not all of us datang pergi buat rawatan. Masalah mental ni kan psychological problem, masalah isu kesihatan mental ini dia banyak daripada mild, sederhana dengan teruk. Yang teruk-teruk hantar usually masuk ward lah. And then you akan dengar benda-benda yang tidak bagus pasal yang masalah mental yang teruk ni. Orang suka tengok yang paling teruk, tapi you didn't see the part yang mild one. Okay? Di Hospital Mesra bukan saja kita tengok adult, kita tengok children with mental health issues. Dari segi kita jaga yang kanak-kanak yang bermasalah, yang berukayu tu, ya, macam autism, pernah dengar ADHD yang hyperaktif tu, yang ada kerencatan akal, kita tengok tu juga. We cover that all, ya. Masalah rumah tangga pun kita cover juga, atau bagi counseling semua, ya. So kalau tengok memang mula-mula dulu lah mungkin dari segi bila kurang kurang pengetahuan pasal ni, waktu medical student bila kena buat posting untuk ambil darah untuk satu pesakit psikiatri di ward kan rasa takut. Sebab takut kan tanggapan tiba-tiba dia mengamuk, dia pergi cucuk saya balik macam mana. So saya rasa later on, after that when I was in the hospital masa saya tahu dia ni sakit. But when they are well, bila dia sudah sihat, dia manusia macam biasa macam kita semua. So I know during that time dia tidak sihat. Tanggal batin saya. So later on, bila dia sudah bagus, dia thank the doctor, thank semua yang jaga dia. Yeah, alright. So I think the thing is memang saya ni manusia jugalah. Tapi waktu dia tengah marah kah, dia tengah mengamuk kah, ni as a psychiatrist kan, saya perlu try to remain calm. Itu kita kena ajar pula. Kita pun kadang-kadang stres juga kan, that's why kena practice ni, ya. Okay, kita ada cuti ekstra 14 hari untuk relax the mind. As a psychiatrist, itu tugas khas.
Terima kasih, Dok. That's the last question, masih ada lagi ya. Okay. Thank you, Dok.